Inside this box, I have the Galaxy Mega 6.3. And since I'm such a phablet fan, you know I've been waiting to get my hands on this thing. 6.3 does refer to the screen size. All right, let's see here. Okay. Let's get this guy out of here. Wow. That is a big phone. They're using millimeters as their primary measurement. Just as a trivia note, 6.3 inches is 159.7 millimeters. Good to know. All right, let's see what else is in the box. The instruction booklet. Headphones. It's kind of a nice touch since it's media friendly. Charging cable. International power brick. Oh, hey. Oh, it's an adapter. I actually thought that it might come with an SD card. Can you imagine how useful that would be? It's just a micro SD adapter and then a little 4 gig micro SD card. All right, and our big battery. Let's get it in. It already, I will say, even though it is obviously ginormous, it feels really lightweight and the battery isn't that much heavier. So I think it's gonna be pretty nice in the hand. The SIM card slot is right on top of the micro SD card slot. That's kind of an awkward stacking. But I guess if you did this all at once when you very first got the phone, maybe you wouldn't have to mess with it again, but it would be kind of annoying if you wanted to swap out your SIM card, your SD card for something bigger, because 4 gigs is not very much. Let's get our battery in. Maybe because it's so big, this plastic case feels even flimsier than usual. It feels like paper. And power. That's a big display. Big display. The now familiar Samsung startup screen, and while I go through some of this setup, let's do the specs. The Mega has a full HD 6.3-inch TFT display. The resolution is 1280 by 720. It runs Android 4.2 Jelly Bean. It has a dual-core 1.7 gigahertz processor. The battery is good size, 3,200 milliamp hours. Samsung says that should run up to 17 hours. Obviously, we'll have to test that because that screen is gonna eat up some battery. Memory is 16 gigabytes. Ports include micro SD, expandable up to 64 gigabytes, USB 2.0, and a micro SIM slot. The micro SD card slot is on top of the micro SIM port, and the way they're stacked is a little bit awkward. Connectivity-wise, the Mega comes packed with Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, and AGPS. The 6.3 version comes with LTE, but the 5.8-inch Mega does not have LTE support. The camera on the Galaxy Mega is a slightly disappointing 8 megapixels, but there are a ton of built-in photo modes that are really fun. There are filters, and you can even apply them when you're taking video. And then there are various camera modes, like the ability to automatically choose the best photo from a bunch, continuous shooting, the best face, and something called beauty face. And the front-facing camera is 2 megapixels. The unlocked price is pretty high, $798. Most of that cost, of course, goes to the screen. Now, a couple key differences between the plain old Galaxy line, or in this case, the Galaxy Mega line, and the S4 line. Even though it has some of those Samsung-only features like Smart Stay, AirView, S-Beam, and of course, the somewhat annoying TouchWiz interface, it doesn't have some of those premium S4 features like the eye scrolling and the gesture controls. Personally, I find those to be a little bit of a novelty anyway, so I don't think you'll miss them. This phone is really all about this huge display. So if you're really into watching a lot of media on your phone and you don't mind carrying something around this size, it's a pretty nice phone. I mean, you know me, I like a huge phone. What I don't understand is what Samsung is going to do with the Note 3. We're still expecting that to be announced. So if 6.3 or 5.8 inches seems to be a little too much for you, you might want to hold out and see what they announce there. 5.5 could be the perfect size. At least you have options. All right, for our full review, check out cnet.com.